In this video we're going to have a look at finding the nth term of some arithmetic sequences. So the first sequence we've got starts off going 8, 15, 22, 29. Now the first thing we need to do is to look at what we're going up by each time. And now because it's an arithmetic sequence, we're just going to be adding on the same number each time. So in this case we're adding on 7. So if we're adding on 7 each time, this relates to our 7 times table. So we'll start off our nth term with 7n. So for each term we're multiplying the number of our term by 7, and then we're going to be adding something on to get to each of our terms in our sequence. So our first term is 8. This is term number 1, so we'd replace the n with a 1 here. We do 7 times 1, which just gives us 7, and we have to work out what we have to add on to 7 to get to 8. Well, it's just going to be 1. So our nth term for this first sequence is 7n plus 1. And then we can check the rest of our terms in our sequence. So if we replace this n with a 2, we do 7 times 2, gives us 14, add 1, we get 15. 7 times 3 gives us 21, add 1, we get 22. 7 times 4 gives us 28, we add 1, we get to 29. So this 7n plus 1 is correct. Our next one, if we look at this sequence here, so 19, 22, 25, 28. So again, we've got to find out what we're going up by each time. So to go from 19 to 22, we add 3. 22 to 25, we add 3 again, and we add 3 again. So similar to previous, we've now got our 3 times table, but just shifted by a certain amount. So we're going up by 3 each time, so it's our 3 times table with our 3n. So now, because our first term is 19, we've got to work out what we need to do to get from 3 to 19. Well, to go from 3 to 19, we add on 16. So our nth term this time, 3n plus 16. Again, we could check. So if we replace this n with a 1, we do 3 times 1, which gives us 3. Add 16, gives us 19. 3 times 2 gives us 6. Add 16, gives us 22. 3 times 3 gives us 9. Add 16, gives us 25, and 3 times 3 equals 3 times 4 even equals 12, add 16 gives us 28. If we look at one more, this time we start off with 25, 19, 13 and 7. This time, instead of going up by a certain amount each time, we're going to be going down by a certain amount each time. So to go from 25 to 19, we need to take away 6. 19 to 13, again take away 6, and then take away 6 again. So instead of having 6n, we now have minus 6n. So because we're going down each time, we've got to put this minus in here, we've got minus 6n. Now if we look at our first term, it's 25, well let's do minus 6 times by 1, and then we've got to add something on to give us 25. So minus 6 times 1 just gives us minus 6. Well, what do we need to add on to minus 6 to give us 25? Well, the answer to that is 31. So we start off at minus 6. We need to say add 6 on to get up to 0, gives us 25 left. We have to add on that extra 25 to get up to 25. So our nth term for this one here, minus 6n plus 31.